Right, Mornington, how you all doing? For I know it's been a bit of a while since I done the live streaming for SL23B. Let me give you the quick rundown of what actually happened. So the RAM in my computer decided to break. At least one of the sticks went bad. I don't know what caused it. It just suddenly stopped working. Blue screens of death. Windows kept crashing and everything was just bad. So had to ship it via RMA because it was still under warranty via G-Skill. But the problem is G-Skill, since Brexit, are not accepting RAM sticks from the UK to be shipped into Europe because of customs charges. So I had to ship the RAM all the way to Taiwan, which took about a week and a half to 2 weeks because Royal Mail is extremely slow. So basically a month and a week later, right, the RAM finally arrived, had to reinstall Windows, get everything all set up, and now I'm back up and running again. That's why I've been kind of missing as well from Second Life, because the computer only had 16 gig of RAM in it. And if you've tried running Firestorm and recording Firestorm at the same time with 16 gig of RAM, you basically, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. But here, I'm back again with 64 gig of RAM, finally. And back to the Morningtons at series. Now, as you all know, I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek. My house in a skybox in New Babbage is basically a TARDIS, and that's what I'm living in if I'm not in the lighthouse, also in New Babbage. So I was having a look around. Now, I heard about this particular place being built. I haven't actually visited it and had a right good look around, so that's what this video is going to be all about. This is my second visit to here, and if you've never seen the place, it'll be your first visit to here. Space 1999 was a... At the time, I'll rephrase it, at the time, it wasn't a well-received science fiction show because it was a little bit on the thinking side for season 1. Season 2, they tried to jazz it up. Freddie Freiberger of Star Trek Original Series third season fame was brought in, and he completely ruined the format of the show and everyone stopped watching it. Season 1 was more of a thinking man's style of science fiction. It was a very, very interesting thing. Space 1999 lasted for 2 seasons. Jerry Anderson was one of the producers, Thunderbirds and all that stuff. And of course, it starred Martin Landau, who is a very, very well-known Hollywood actor. So, Space 1999 was cancelled after season 2. It got a cult following. There's still a lot of people that are massive fans of the show. And someone decided in Second Life to build Moonbase Alpha. Let's take a look and see how well of a job they've actually done. Let's teleport over there and see what's going on, shall we? Let's double tap the escape key. Now, again, I've been here once just for a quick look around, and it looks as if they've basically based a lot of it from season 1. Because again, if you remember watching Space 1999, you recognise this. It's the transportation tube that basically delivers the new captain into Moonbase Alpha, and it says here, travel to the Moonbase. We head in here. You've got the rest of the cabin going on, but you've got little, see that right there? You're probably just barely seeing it. You've got little destination areas there. That's Moonbase. That's the nuclear generating facility. That's Eagle 6. We're going to head directly to the Moonbase. Going to click on that. And now we're in here. Yeah, it's season 1. That's what they've based it off of. Works a lot better if you're in first person mode, by the way, because the ceilings in here are very, very low down. Very low down, but I am not a big fan of first person mode. But we're going to have a very quick look around, and they have... I've got to admit, they've done a really good job with this. They've done a really good job. Let's get rid of that. Oh, it's password. That's somebody's house. Right. Apparently there's people living in here as well, I think. But they've done a very, very good job with this. A very good job. They've got the living units up at the end there. You've got the science labs. Wow. They've done a really good job with this. Again, from what I'm seeing, it's basically mostly based out of Moonbase Alpha in Season 1 because there was a lot of drastic changes that happened when Freddie Freiberg took over in Season 2. A lot of the sets were basically just torn down and they weren't reused. This is medical. Yeah, it's Season 1. It's Season 1. Let's head back out and go round here. Recreation and dining. Just the detail that's went on in here. I am extremely impressed. Hydroponics. I don't remember seeing the hydroponics in Season 1. Was that a Season 2 thing? It's been that long since I've watched Space 1999, folks. It's been a long time. I think hydroponics was a Season 2 thing. Head back out. Okay, let's head out here. That's the living and support units. Science labs. Living units. I am lost already. Hold on. Recreation and dining. Hydroponics. Solarium and fitness. Trying to get to the main computer room. Ah, here we are. Main mission. We need to call a lift. So far it's been Season 1, but I think a little smattering of Season 2 in there. That's what I'm guessing. We'll find out what season they're mainly going for when we actually head in to main mission control, which is up in level number 2. Oh. If I can get the lift to actually take me there. Oh, there we go. Physical lift as well. Look at that. You can see it with them because I'm jumping around. Main mission. This is Season 1. There's Commander Koenig's little chill out. It's Season 1. That's what it's based on. I'm sure hydroponics was Season 2 though, but the main mission is Season 1. There's Commander Koenig's little office area here. You've got main mission with main computer, which is up at the far end there. Main computer, which spent most of its time exploding for no particular reason, special effects and all that. Yeah, here we are, folks. Moonbase Alpha. Now, as a roleplay area, I decided to nip in here when there was nobody else here. That way I didn't need to dress up as a Moonbase Alpha person and do all the roleplay stuff just to do a quick 8 or 9 minute video. But yeah, they have basically covered everything they need to cover. But what we're going to do is we're going to cheat slightly and pull the camera out to see what the outside actually looks like. Now, once again, this would be a lot better if I had it set for midnight. Problem is, setting it for midnight, everything goes dark and you can't see anything. So that's why I've got everything still in broad daylight. So there's Moonbase Alpha. There it is there. There is the Eagle landing pad. Did they actually put the Eagles underneath the pad? No, they haven't. It's just the main landing pad. They've actually done a very good job with this. They have done an extremely good job. That is one of the shafts that go down into the nuclear dump. For the people that don't know the whole premise behind Space 1999, September 17th, 1999, I still remember the date, the moon was blown out of orbit because up until that point, the Earth was using the moon as a nuclear disposal dump. Essentially, all the nuclear waste was being dumped in small canisters on the moon. Over dumping and accidents basically meant that all the nuclear dumps essentially exploded, but it was a continuous explosion. In other words, the craters and the caverns that they were dropping these canisters of nuclear waste into essentially turned into rockets, and it propelled the moon out of orbit. And the moon essentially became a rogue planet travelling at sublight speeds, and that's what the whole series was all about. Moonbase Alpha on the moon, travelling through space. It was a very good premise for the actual show. Here's the ships. The Eagles. Yeah, it's got me in the mood. It's got me in the mood to watch Space 9, because I haven't watched it for ages. But it's got me in the mood to watch Space 1999 again. Are these... Oh, you can actually go in them. So here is the there's no cockpit in the front. Yeah, but you can actually go into the main cabin at least. There's the main cabin. Again, it's the season 1 cabin, so it looks as if whoever built this is ignoring, well, apart from the hydroponics, I don't remember hydroponics being in season 1, they're ignoring season 2 because season 2 was an abject disaster. Okay, they had Catherine Schell in, who's rather gorgeous looking woman. She was a rather gorgeous looking woman, but the storylines became monsters of the week. It turned into a joke in season 2. That's why a lot of people just basically stopped watching it. But season 1, if you're going to watch Space 1999, if you've never seen it before, grab a copy of season 1. Ignore season 2. Just ignore it. Grab a copy of season 1 because it is a very, very good science fiction show. Martin Landau and a whole bunch of other rather well-known actors, including a couple of well-known actors from Australia and England. And of course, a lot of the actors were actually from the UK because the show was produced here in the UK because Jerry Anderson's name was attached to it. And there we go, folks. That was Moonbase Alpha. Very, very good recreation. Very good recreation of Moonbase Alpha. Very good recreation. Obviously, mostly based off of season 1. Again, it is essentially a roleplay area. The roleplay rules, from what I remember, are up in the original landing eagle when you first teleport into here. So if you do teleport in here, don't be surprised if you see some people doing a bit of roleplay in here with the whole, the whole Space 1999 Moonbase Alpha outfits and stuff. And yeah, that is it from me, folks. Congratulations to the creator of Moonbase Alpha, by the way. You done an extremely good job on this. An extremely good job. SLURL to the landing point for Moonbase Alpha is down in the description. That's it from me, folks. Have a good one.